In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 mental weight loss roadblocks men face and how you can avoid them. I think before we even jump into this, we have to understand life is hard for men, and that's something that the world doesn't really tell you, and a man definitely won't tell you. It's hard. It's a struggle. You have to go out and provide for your family. You have to go out into the world and do all of these things. And physically, a lot of times we're okay with those things. We have no problem overcoming those, but it's the mental aspect that gets a lot of men and stops them from losing weight, and they don't even realize it. So let's jump right into it. The first one I want to talk about now, this is a huge driving factor for a lot of men, and they don't even realize it. Now, I want you to think of it like this. Imagine a supercar, and you have this amazing supercar, and you're driving it, but you have the brake pulled up, right? So you're going. Yes, the supercar will be okay for a little bit driving with the brake on, but eventually you're gonna wear down your brakes. You're gonna put a hurting on the engine. You're gonna put this huge toll on this amazing piece of machine. And this thing is stress. Stress is such a big factor in most men's life, and they don't even realize how much it's hindering their weight loss process. A lot of times stress will force men and put men into isolation. It will cause them to withdraw from their family, withdraw from relationships, and it tends to send them in this spiral, and they're just not losing weight. It also stops men from being able to actually concentrate and do what they need to do. They're juggling so much. They have so much going on: financial responsibilities, relationships with their kids, relationships with their wife or their spouse. So it causes a lot of issues, not to mention intimacy issues. And you might be asking, what does an intimacy issue have to do with losing weight? A lot, right? If sexually things aren't good in your relationship, it's going to fester and it's going to seep into all areas of your life, including your weight loss. The second one, now this one is self-imposed. This is something that we put on ourselves. We're responsible for this, and it's limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs are those beliefs or that way of thinking, your worldview that you've adopted over time. This comes from things you've learned when you grew up. It could be from people and places and things you've seen, but these limiting beliefs are holding you back. You know, I had a client one time, and his name was actually Slowpoke. So for a vast majority of his life, he earned the nickname Slowpoke. He got that nickname because he was lazy. He didn't do anything. So in his head, it was hard for him to grasp the idea of actually being in shape, actually getting fit. He ended up disregarding that and completely shattering that limiting belief and got in incredible shape. To this day, it's one of my favorite transformations, but it's these limiting beliefs that we deal with that if you don't face these, you will not succeed. Some people start and they have this belief that the gym is this horrible, painful place, and they associate gym with pain. Well, that's our brain is worked to take us away from pain and towards pleasure. So if you have a limiting belief that the gym is this horrible place, you're going to have a terribly hard time staying consistent. And the last one cripples more men than any of the other ones. By far, hands down, no question, and that's fear. And here's the thing. Fear is not real. Danger is real. Danger is very, very real, but fear is not real. Fear is that imaginary thought process that we go through in our head that a lot of times stops us from starting anything. It stops us from continuing things. This is something that we tell ourselves. And here's how I would look at this. When you're sensing fear and you have that anxiety about, man, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, or you don't know if you want to do something. When fear creeps in, especially when it has to do with weight loss, that's a good thing. And it's a good thing because fear lets you know you're working outside your comfort zone. And to have any sort of worthwhile growth, it's going to take you getting uncomfortable. It's going to take you getting outside your comfort zone. I had this horrible fear when I first started on my personal journey that if I didn't know every single step along the way, I was scared to death to do it. And what it really came down to, I was scared to fail in front of other people. which is really crazy when you kind of think about it, because most people, they don't care about you. Literally, they care about themselves, right? So just disregard that and continue on. These are the 3 things, mental roadblocks, that will stop most men from losing weight, but don't let it happen to you. I'll catch you on the next one.